Well, back in the paddock, and I am really pleased. Yeah, just in the middle of setting up, but we're back. It's Donington Park. It's a final round of the Pirelli Super Series 1000 Championship. And there's Stephanie sorting Layla's tea. Looking good, eh? Well, so as I said, we're here, final round. Didn't think I'd make it, to be honest. If you don't know why, I might not have made it. Go back and watch the previous race vlog, and then all the rebuild vlogs. That was in many pieces, probably hundreds, possibly even thousands, because the fairings exploded when I crashed it at 150 miles an hour. Turns out there was a fault with the bike. That's all repaired now. The bike's ready to go. It's not very warm. Track temperature, a cool 8.1 degrees. But it is only 8 o'clock. I'm out on track for a first sort of track day session in 1 hour. I'll update you sort of halfway through the day. I'm telling myself there's no expectation. That'll probably last until the end of the first cycling lap, and then I'll want to go for it. So my arm is pretty much, shouldn't be a limiting factor. What is slightly limiting is the fact I haven't ridden a bike or exercised in 6 weeks because I've had loads of dressings on my arm. But anyway, we're here and we're going to race, so I'll see you in a bit. Well, I've been black flagged for the second time now. I've never had this before. Yes, it's a quiet day, but I've never struggled. I thought it would be okay in the first session. Silencer's just been repacked by MHP, and obviously they are a little bit louder when it's been repacked. I thought, oh well, put the baffle in, it'll be fine. 3 laps in, black flagged again. And supposedly the rule at Donington is if you have 2 black flags, that's it, you're going home. And it's like, well, I've done everything I can do. So I've got another silencer, which is even longer than this one. Hopefully I'll put that on and then they won't be twatting me and they'll let me out, because obviously the bike's quite new to me. Although I ran at Brands on a quiet day without the baffle and I was absolutely fine. So I obviously just look too fast, that's the problem. That was a joke, by the way. I'm a woman at 38, although obviously you're not allowed a lap time on track day, so I've just been counting. Well, I'm not convinced. I've put a different can on. It is not the longest, but it has got a baffle in. I did try, I've got a much longer can down here, but with the baffle in just sounded really raspy. This sounds quite raspy, but I was apparently 101. I think I'm just going to have to have a short shift where the noise meter is. But such a pain in the ass. Like, I've already had 2 strikes, so technically I should be going home. Well, obviously not home, but that should be it for the day. I've explained that I'm doing something every time. It's not my fault they haven't got a static test here, is it? I've got me baffle in, now I've changed the exhaust. What am I supposed to do? So we'll have to see what happens in this next session, but if I get black flag, that is going to be, well, yeah, it's not going to help me come qualify another race, is it? Well, it's not going too badly. One of the lads, Ryan, lent me an exhaust which isn't holding the bike back too much, I don't think. The MHP with a 30mm outlet was diabolical, but this Pipeworks one, it's a proper rocket launcher like, but it's doing the job and I haven't been black flagged, so what do you reckon about that? Yeah, dada. So not too bad. Unfortunately, I just haven't had much running today. There's only 1 session left now. Haven't exactly done amazing times either, but it is a track day, so yeah, 1 session left, see what happens. Well, it's morning, we've already had qualifying. Not the kind of numbers that I usually attain, so 8th place. Can't lie, definitely lacking a little bit of commitment. It's obviously, it would have been 10 degrees maybe when I went out, 9-10 degrees. So, you know, just having the faith in the front end of the bike that it's going to grip around some of these higher speed corners. At the moment it's not there. So 33.8, that's 1.8 seconds slower than I went on the Gixxer at the start of the year. But let's not forget, last time I was riding this bike in anger, I was sliding along the floor at very high speed. Well, yeah, sliding along the floor on my arm at very high speed. So I'm sure it'll go a lot better in the race. So I think I'll be starting middle of the third row. I've realised I've had no camera footage on or nothing, so obviously the bike's been a little bit of a rush to get it built. We'll get a camera on there, so you'll be able to jump on for this race, so I'll see you in a bit. Well, not the best ever race, but like I've already said a couple of times, I'm just here to do laps and try and, you know, enjoy myself, which ultimately I did. I mean, it was an enjoyable race. Pace wasn't there. My ideals are obviously a lot quicker than what I managed, because I did get held up a little bit, but I'm here racing a bike, and 6 weeks ago I was in a very different position. Aeroplane. So yeah, can't complain too much. There's definitely improvements that can be made. The bike wasn't driving very hard in seconds before, and I made a change. Now it does drive really well in seconds. I probably need to do the same thing for third gear, because I'm losing a lot of time out of the first turn. Still 1.7 seconds off the time that I managed on the Gixxer, so you know, if ever there's an advert to buy a Gixxer because they're fast, there's one. I'm not exactly, you know, going slow, but I did 32 flat on the Gixxer. I think I just did the 33.7 on the Honda. Don't get me wrong, I am, you know, being mega careful and all the rest of it, but yeah, definitely make some changes for tomorrow. I'm not too displeased. However, I have found out that I'll be starting 12th tomorrow, which I don't think I've started as low as that since like the first round this year. So that's a little bit rubbish, but hopefully we can do better tomorrow, so I'll see you then. On your face! There's plenty of jobs to be done when you're at the track. Fixing bikes, changing tyres, putting fuel in, and cleaning babies in a plastic tub in your caravan. This is club racing.
Layla!
Say hello.
Layla! Hiya!
Say hello. much better race. I made a good start from 12th into 6th place and had good pace. I did make some changes to the bike this morning after emergency practice, electronics and changes to the front forks, put a stiffer spring in. It definitely helped me. If anything, I feel like I could do more. It really increased my braking performance, but just getting a good start and actually getting away with the guys at the front meant I was able to do some decent times. After 6 laps I was really struggling, and that's probably, you know, going faster than I had been. There was a lot of adrenaline flowing. I haven't been able to train for, well, since the accident, you know, so definitely fitness was playing a part there. But to get back onto 32.0, which is as fast as I went on the Suzuki at the start of this year, I'm very happy. The conditions aren't as good now, so maybe if I can relax a little bit more on that next race, new rear tyre in, maybe we'll crack a 31, so really happy. Yes, it was only a 6th place, but you know, to come back after what I've come back from and to have some reasonable pace again, I'm quite happy. So I'll see you just before or just after the next race, so bye. Previous performances, when it starts to rain or at least spin like this, shows that I do quite well, but based on everything that happened previous to this, all I could do was roll off. At this point, as you can see, the small amount of rain that we had was definitely affecting grip. Every time I came around the corner to see a bike on the floor or go down in front of me, just made me ride even more reserved. Well, that's a little bit of a sombre end to the championship. Luckily, I say luckily, my bike's in one piece. You will see throughout the video, it was spitting, at least with a little bit of mental rain. And based on everything that's happened since my crash at Anglesey, I just wasn't prepared to put the bike on the floor again. Some people overtook me through the race, and I thought, so I just thought, I'm not prepared to risk the bike and crash. It just wasn't worth it. It was more just about, this weekend was more about coming out and to take some positives. The bike works absolutely fine, albeit the electronics need work, because when I was setting them up with a front suspension that wasn't working because I had no oil in. The rate, I can only assume the rate at which the bike wheelies now is totally different, so the electronics have been holding it back too much. I've been making changes every session, but you know, it's the type of thing you need to do on test days, and obviously you're aware that I had a lack of running on the test day. Nonetheless, decent season. I think I finished 6th overall, so not bad in my first year on 1000cc, especially considering Anglesey and then missing the Ulton round. So yeah, decent, something to build on for next year. Massive thank you to Exercise, my main sponsor, Helmet City, who've helped me out this year as well, MS Race Development. There's loads of people that helped me. I've got a supporters club as well. Thank you very much, everyone that has helped me, made this possible. Glad to be ending the year on somewhat of a high. So thanks very much. Hope you enjoyed the vlog. Make sure you like and subscribe, and there'll be some videos before next year, but I don't know what they'll be. So peace out. My end of season supporters evening's coming up soon at Bar Centre on the Hartlepool on the 6th of December. Last year was a really good event, plenty of people were there, a little bit of a Q&A for myself, a quiz, a raffle which had some pretty good prizes in it, and your entry also includes food. Now, tickets are just £10 for support club members and £15 for non-members. If this is of interest to you, then send me a message on Facebook, Tommy Kilden Racing. There's There's also a link in the description, so I'll see you there.